minus 40. It can't be right, it's July. And it's not right. No ambient temperature sensor. That's why it's reading minus 40. So what happened? Went out to a restaurant. There was a parking spot open in their lot near a tree. The tree had pushed up the pavement. I figured, oh, I can fit there. No, I couldn't. Pulled in, ripped this part of the fender liner off, front fender liner, and that's where the temperature sensor was, and the temperature sensor ended up falling off on the way home. All right, so let's see if we can replace this. Might have to take the front wheel off because not easy to get to. And I got my parts, FCP Euro. I ordered some from FCP Euro, even though FCP Euro had everything I needed. There's the new ambient temperature sensor and the little install kit. I wasn't sure if the wires would be in okay shape, so I got the whole kit, which is like 60 bucks on FCP Euro's site. So we got that. I'll leave a link to the kit down in the description. And then the fender liner, they had it at FCP Euro, but it was like 400 something bucks. 413 just for the passenger side. So I went on Amazon instead and I found the same part number, not BMW, but just like some no-name aftermarket parts, and I figured let me give those a shot. They're only 40, I think both right and left were 47 bucks. Came with all the clips, came with the two liners. Passenger side, this is the driver's side, which I don't need, but now I have as a spare. So here's the passenger side, and it's got the little mounting point for the ambient temperature sensor. So I figured for 47 bucks for two of them, I'll give it a try. I'll probably have to fiddle with them to get it to fit. Worst case scenario, I buy the expensive one, but let's try this because this seems to be like a wear part on these things. On my car, I think I've had this replaced by the body shop once already when I hit a raccoon and took the corner of the bumper cover and this part off. So this is the second time I broke it. So, all right, let's get the car jacked up and take the old piece out and try to fit the new one in. Actually, let's first plug this in, make sure it works make sure the wiring works before I do anything else. Just so that way I know all I'm going to need to do is replace that panel. Pop that out of the bag. Okay, plugged in. Let's go inside the car, see what it shows. $84, it's working, yes. So okay, so the wiring's okay. I don't have to futz around with that. So I just got to replace that part. All right, let's go back underneath the car. All right, got the wheel off. So let's zoom in for a closer look at the damage. So these are the 3 bolts, screws I'm gonna have to remove. And then here you can see, looks like this part hit my wheel. And I think I remember that. On the way home from the restaurant, I hit a bump on the highway and felt something flap underneath. And I think what happened is the bottom part that's all broken out bent itself back, got caught under the wheel and got ripped off. And there you can see what's left of it. All right, so let's undo these 3. Get my little ratcheting nut driver. high quality Harbor Freight tool stuff. Yes, technically. Whoa, there we go. There's my sensor that new sensor that we popped in. I'm just gonna tuck it away. And there's that broken piece. Let's find the new piece. There's this rubber that looks like so this rubber piece looks like it's just fits up against here, just maybe to block it. Looks like I'm missing my little thing here, but I just noticed this piece has this cutout for a brake duct, and so I wonder when this got replaced, the auto body place just kind of cheaped out and went for the non-M package. That looks like a brake duct to bring air for down to the brake. So now this new piece, nice. This rubber looks like it's riveted on, and I lost one of the rivets. So I'm not going to throw this out, but I'm not going to replace this. I'm going to actually, I have a rivet gun, but I don't know if I want to, let me just fit this in and see if I can fit it without this. I'm going to hold on to this for the time being. Maybe I can always add those on if it's necessary. I mean, it's a 20-something-year-old car. Maybe it's necessary, maybe it's not. All right. So we got that piece, that part off. Let's see what's left of this section that's missing. Part of it's going to still be down underneath there. All right, bear with me while I set you guys up to get a better view. All right, so it appears we're lost a screw here, still have this screw here, and still have these two pieces, these two screws here. All right, so let's remove those, see how that goes. Easy peasy so far. Clips are still there. Help me line this up by putting one finger on the back of the screw and then the other finger's on this, and that it's amazing what your brain can figure out just from touching a couple things. You don't actually have to see it. Your brain can line it up. Pretty cool stuff. That's why people can play musical instruments without actually looking at their fingers. You get that muscle memory and you remember where it is. Although don't tell a neurologist about muscle memory. It's a brain memory. All right, got those out. Got the pieces out. Let's grab the new part. All right, I got you guys an overhead view. So, temperature sensor. I think I'm going to use the skinnier part there. And just a matter of engaging that lip. A little bit of force, not too much force. From what I recall on the OEM one, it just kind of locks in and fits with a twist, but hope you guys can see. Hey, got it. Locks it in pretty well. Got it, didn't break anything. All right, let's go into the car and install this puppy. Plug in the electrical. Alrighty, got one started. And this one, I lost the screw, if you remember, so came with some aftermarket stuff. Let's see if that fits. Yep, doesn't quite fit. Doesn't quite fit, but they did send me new clips that should fit. Have to pop one of those puppies in. Again, let's feel for the hole with your fingers. And you don't even have to look. It's amazing what your brain can do. Now let's tighten that puppy up. Alright. Just cinch up these a little tiny bit more, and then we just got the 3 on the inside. Another half turn because it's only cheap plastic. Good. Let's move you around for a better view. Okay, so we got it in. So now we just gotta line up these last 3 holes. So it's in place. We just gotta line up these last 3 holes, and then look, we're gonna have a working brake duct. I'm gonna have to check that other side to see if I got the wrong part in there. Try to position you somewhere so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alrighty, so since I can't get any of that screw crap to work, let me just get this out of the way. Let's just go back to old reliable. Hey, I got one to work over here, one of the original ones, but I don't know what happened to the others. And we got it. Probably should have tucked this in under behind that. I'm just gonna leave it as is. Okay, so we got the new piece. So now I got to put the wheel back on and test it out. Make sure it works, doesn't fall off while we're driving. A little bit of a kludge, but this front end's been worked on numerous times over the years. The bumper cover's been busted twice. Once this corner got taken out by a raccoon, the other side got taken out by a curb. Middle of winter, I barely touched it. It wasn't even a curb, it was just a big pile of ice. All right, let's get the wheel back on and then we can go for a test ride. Okay, what the hell was I thinking doing this? I'm not doing anything. Let's redo this. Pop those out. Clips are on this piece and this piece goes behind the big fender liner. All right, let's try this again. Pry these off. And I'm going to use one of the clips from the new kit. Let's see if I can just slide this underneath without actually having to undo anything on the bottom. Yeah, there we go. All right, that was a pain in the butt. And I would like to pretend that I noticed that right away when I first installed this, but nope, it wasn't until later. I was reviewing the footage and I noticed what I did. That's a lot more secure than the little crappy trim. What are these things even called? These little trim pop tabs. All right, now let's go test it out. All right, second moment of truth. We know that the wiring works. We tested the sensor first. Now let's see it with it properly installed. Yep, 91 degrees. Let's finally be able to switch it to auto. Nice cool air without blasting hot air. Prior, without the temperature sensor, it thought it was 40 degrees below zero out, so it kept blasting me with hot air unless I switched it over to manual and put the blend door to cold. Okay, quick little zip around. And it's a success. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope this helps somebody else out there who's in the same predicament that I was. At that, the $47 part off of Amazon, not too bad. And now I got one for the other side in case I ever hit a curb with the other side. All right, I'll leave a link to it down below. We'd appreciate a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, subscribe if you like it. I got a couple more coming up. I got to redo my rear door seals, as you can see, because they're leaking, water's getting in. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.